All right, me and you and my baby chickens over there in the corner are going to review Alice in Wonderland on 4K and Blu-ray. And I'm going to do something a little bit different than I haven't done before. So I have here the 4K in the Panasonic UB820 right there. And then if I push input, we're going to go over to the X800M2, the Sony 4K player. And in that one, I have the Blu-ray. So I have the 4K in the Panasonic 4K player and the Blu-ray in the Sony 4K Blu-ray player. So I'm just going to go through and look at the same scene on both formats. Now, I've already seen the entire 4K and I've seen the Blu-ray many times. And if you saw my unboxing video, this 4K looks very different than the Blu-ray, and this is causing a lot of debate. We'll just put that lightly. Now, I think the new 4K is phenomenal. Now, it is very, very different from the Blu-ray, and you'll see what I mean here shortly. Now, this is not going to be a scientific test by any means. This is just my cell phone, me in the dark, and my eyes. So the whole point is, what do I think of it, not so much what is my camera on my phone picking up. And if you could abide by those guidelines, then join me. Okay, this is the Blu-ray. Here we go. Let's go to the 4K. Switch over. Goodness, those little baby chicks. Here's the Panasonic. Hit play and then just confirm that. Yep, Dolby Vision Dark. There we go. Here we go. So this is the 4K. So compared to the Blu-ray that was just on the screen, there you go. Again, this is just recording on my phone. Okay. Now we are on the 4K. So we'll just hit play here, and then I'm just going to hit chapter skip once. So again, this is the 4K. Just take a look at the color, the detail. Again, we're sitting about 10 feet back, so again, this isn't scientific. Now we're going to switch over to the Blu-ray. I've already done the chapter skip, so now I'll just hit play. Quite a different image, isn't it? Check out this paused image on the Blu-ray. Now check out this paused image on the 4K. So quick note on the TV, it was professionally calibrated by Value Electronics in New York, and you're seeing the Pro calibrated setting for a SDR Blu-ray and the Pro calibrated setting for Dolby Vision 4K. All right, get ready to have your mind blown. This is where it's really gonna start departing. So this is the Blu-ray. So I'm gonna do a chapter skip right here. Check this out. The color accuracy on my phone is actually pretty similar to the TV. Now I can see why this is controversial and why you would think that when you're seeing like a phone recording, but when you're sitting here in person, there really is no contest, and I'll go into that in a minute. Okay, check this out. Chapter skip back. Okay, look at these colors. Look how different they are. Look at the shadows, how there's still detail in the shadows. Also, listen to this. I think this guy getting his nose turned, the sound he makes is probably about the most accurate doorknob nose turn sound ever. And then her sound after, when she's like alarmed, like it sounds genuinely afraid. So I just think there's so many things about this movie that are so perfect. And those two sound effects back to back are some of them. Okay, getting to the image here. So you saw her crawl in there first, and it's very bright with a little bit of shading that on the Blu-ray. Then on the 4K, you see her crawl in, and there's a ton of shadows. But just like the Cinderella 4K, there's deep, deep shadows, but there's detail all through the shadows. So on the Blu-ray, you just see all the color, and it's just pushed forward. The brightness is a lot brighter. But on the 4K, again, the whole point of HDR is there's a bigger distance between the brightest brights and the darkest darks. But seeing this in person, where she crawls in there and it's this room with the different shades and everything, the 4K hands down looks better. And people will think the opening scene where Alice is sitting up on the tree and her, I don't know, sister, mom, I don't know, lady is reading her the really boring book. You'll be tempted to think the Blu-ray looks better. But in person, there really is no contest. And again, each picture setting is professionally calibrated. And I've always loved how the Blu-ray looked, but that's all I ever had because I love the movie. Now, when you put it against the 4K, it's like a switch is turned and it finally looks correct. People are saying it looks drab. It doesn't. When you keep switching back and forth, honestly, it makes the Blu-ray look worse. People think doing the comparison makes the Blu-ray look better. It's way too oversaturated and overblown. And again, it doesn't quite pick up all the detail on the phone. But trust me, if you liked how Snow White and Cinderella looked on 4K, then this follows suit, pun intended. It looks great. So I've been a lifelong fan of this movie, and the ride at Disneyland, the movie, the book, I love the book, and I don't know if it was just like kind of counterculture when I was in high school to like Alice in Wonderland things. You know, I like to watch The Wizard of Oz with the Dark Side of the Moon playing, right? Like cool counterculture stuff. I don't know, that's not counterculture, it's just art, weird art. But I just find myself with a huge smile on my face every time I watch this, and there's so much to notice. Look at Tweedledee and Tweedledum right here, and again, this is the 4K, but look at their evil faces when they basically trick Alice into listening to their story. It's like, why do they have such an evil face? Like they're so intent on distracting her, but like, look at their faces right here.
What did happen to the oysters? Oh, you wouldn't be interested.
Gosh, there's so many absurd lines in this movie that I just love and quote all the time, and maybe people don't recognize it, but I have such a fun time with it. But I love this one coming up right here.
What would take more than nothing?
Coming up.
I only meant that.
And now, my dear,
Right here.
something seems to be troubling you. Won't you tell us all about it?
Start at the beginning.
Yeah. And when you come to the end, stop.
That's good advice for anyone telling a story. And like this part when they're putting all the weird stuff in the White Rabbit's watch.
Just show you what a personal thing.
Mustard.
Mustard, yes, but mustard. Don't let's be silly.
It's like they're putting all these absurd things and then he draws the line at mustard. It's too much. Now, I don't know why the scene goes black and white here when they smash the watch, but it's like this on the 4K as well. It was the VHS, the DVD, the Blu-ray, and it is still black and white on the hammer smash watch scene. I don't know why. If you know why, let me know. Would you like to do a few more comparisons between the Blu-ray and the 4K? Let's go. All right, so here is the Blu-ray on the Tea Party. I'm just going to double check. Okay, Custom Pro 2, brightness 35K. All right, so this is the Blu-ray and this is the Tea Party. So let's give a look-see here. Now it doesn't quite come off that red on screen, but it's actually pretty close. Okay, now let's take a peek at the exact same part on the 4K. Well, looks more red on my phone on the 4K as well. I don't know if Disney's going to let me put this video up, but I'm sure going to try, and I think this is fair use. All right, the 4K absolutely is a better experience than the Blu-ray, and I don't think that's just because I'm a 4K fanboy. I think it just genuinely looks a lot better. So I don't know if those phone screenshots helped you at all, but in person, this is a much more appealing look. It's much more easy on the eyes. The Blu-ray is a little bit rough on the eyes. If you like how the Blu-ray looks, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. However, this is how it was originally supposed to look. So again, it doesn't matter. Some people like the Star Wars Special Edition, some people like the theatrical version. It's fine. Let me know if what do you think of that? It's pretty different, isn't it? But I love this movie. I showed my kids. There were some concerned faces while I was showing them, but I think overall they liked it. They didn't have as many smiles as like watching Hercules or Mary Poppins, but I think they enjoyed watching it. It's not going to be one of their favorites, but all-time favorite of mine. And I'm so glad to put this next to the Snow White 4K and Cinderella 4K. And man, if Disney can keep making animated movies like this on 4K, then I am super excited for what's coming up next, which I think is Sleeping Beauty and Snow White, according to James over at In Search of Physical Media. Let me know what you think of this movie. Let me know what you think of the 4K color differences and if you're going to get it. And what are some of your other favorite Disney movies? Anyway, let me know. And thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.